Allow me to use a visual aid to represent the trajectory of the Halloween franchise. Reviewing movies requires a little tact, but when a film is as terrible as Halloween Ends, one can understand why I would start a review out with this movie. Oh, I'm censored in the first 30 seconds, but once that clock hits 31 seconds, I'm not holding back anymore. Halloween Ends is the final chapter of the third reboot of Halloween, and you thought Star Wars was confusing. Sure, they start out with the fourth one, but it's just counting in a weird order. With Halloween, it's different. There's the first timeline, which goes Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, and Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. Then, in 1998, they retconned the Halloween franchise for its 20th anniversary. The new timeline goes as follows: Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween H2O, and Halloween Resurrection. After they ended the Halloween franchise in 2002 with the death of Laurie Strode, Halloween would be rebooted in 2007 with no one other than the master of dark bullshit himself, Rob Zombie. Rob Zombie's Halloween films are the stuff of legend for how terrible they are. So bad, in fact, that another reboot had to happen in 2018 for the Halloween franchise's 40th anniversary. With the new timeline going Halloween 1978, Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. If they reboot it again for the 60th anniversary, everyone associated with the original will be dead. So you can't milk it for nostalgia anymore. Speaking of dead, you'll wish you were dead after watching Halloween Ends, because Halloween Ends is bad. We're talking worst of the franchise bad. What makes Halloween Ends so terrible is the fact that the film doesn't know what it wants to be. It's one part continuation of Halloween Kills, one part suicidal romance, and one part Friday the 13th Part 9, Jason Goes to Hell. The film where people eat the heart of Jason Voorhees, become him, and kill just like him. In Halloween Ends, all it takes is a grab of the wrist and a passionate stare. Yes, you heard that right. Michael Myers isn't really the bad guy in this one. This guy is. Meet Corey. I hope you like Corey because he's your hero, your villain, your outcast, and your Roy. Roy? You don't know who Roy is? Well, time to copy another movie. In Friday the 13th Part 5, the guy terrorizing Crystal Lake isn't Jason Voorhees, it's Roy, dressed as Jason. This film, Halloween Ends, features Corey, dressed as Michael Myers, doing the killing. Yeah, it's as stupid as it sounds. Let's get this thing moving forward. We'll get there. Halloween Ends begins on Halloween 2019, where we're 1 year removed from the ass-whooping Michael Myers gave Haddonfield. Evil didn't die that night, but all respect for the Halloween franchise did. We meet Corey, our hero, our villain, Roy, and more. Corey is babysitting a little shithead of a kid who locks him in a closet. Corey tries to reason with the kid, but the kid won't open the door. So Corey kicks the door open, and the kid goes flying backwards over the balcony and down towards the floor, where they have a meeting of the minds. The kid's brain meets the floor in a very bloody opening scene. I can't show you the clip for copyright reasons, but I made this.
This is Sparta!
I think you get the gist. Then the credits roll. Can't have bad credits, right? Well, the CGI pumpkins disagree. After the credits, scenes from the original Halloween start playing with a voiceover from Jamie Lee Curtis. She's retelling the events of the new timeline and the impact Michael Myers had on Haddonfield. This is where the movie shits the bed. It's set up that Michael Myers disappears after Halloween Kills. His reign of terror was so severe that it affected the people of Haddonfield. I get that. Deranged serial killer escapes, goes on rampage, people worry. Yeah, the people in this movie worry a little too much. Throughout the narration, we learn that the impact of Michael Myers was so great that people start killing themselves out of fear. Yeah, that's right. People are killing themselves because Michael Myers is out there. It'd be like if people were jumping off bridges back when Ted Bundy was in his prime. Yeah, it's terrifying, but only if you run into those guys. People in Haddonfield are scared to death. Literally. The narration you actually hear is Laurie Strode writing a book on Michael Myers. Laurie is magically a different character. The 3 years of living with her granddaughter, all while Michael Myers is out there, has turned her into a happy, different character. Gone is prepper Laurie. In her place is quaint Laurie. This is a problem. When Michael Myers was locked away for 40 years, Laurie was on edge 24/7, living in fear and destroying her family, all because the boogeyman could return at any time. Now with Michael Myers out there, free, on the loose, able to return any time, Laurie is happy and relaxed. She's in greater danger, and the years she has spent prepping for Michael Myers are gone. Thrown out the window. Michael Myers killed Laurie's daughter, son-in-law, and countless friends, but all of a sudden, she's chill. Nothing matters but her book and a date with the sheriff. Happy Laurie gives us happy granddaughter. Sure, her parents are dead and the madman that killed them is still out there waiting for her, but that's cool, no big deal. She's chill. In Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, a film I refuse to ever watch again, Laurie and Annie are appropriately messed up by the events of the first movie. Their lives will never be the same again. It's a bit heavy on the hillbilly horror and a generally terrible film, but it handles the emotions of those characters in a more believable way. Yes, that's Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, by the way. Halloween End features another narrator, a DJ. He's the voice of the town. He acts like the connective tissue for this disjointed film. He's like a shittier version of the lady from The Warriors. After he sets us up for disappointment, we see Corey again. Corey is distraught from the events of the previous Halloween. No, he's not afraid of Michael Myers, he's upset because he killed a kid. Corey is an outcast. He works at his family's junkyard/auto body repair shop. On his way home from work, he stops at the Quick Stop for a quick snack. There, a group of high school kids ask him to buy them beer. When he declines, they attack him. By the way, these are kids that are in the band. Yes, band geeks beat up our intrepid hero. He's really down in the dumps. That's okay though, because Laurie pulls up and saves the day. Laurie and Corey, how cute, pop the kids' tires and ride off. Next, Laurie sets up Corey with her granddaughter. Laurie figures they're all victims and misery loves company. Corey gets a motorcycle, there's a whirlwind romance, and then you realize you're an hour into this movie and Michael Myers is nowhere to be seen. If you want a Halloween movie where Michael Myers has as much screen time as Superman and Shazam, then this is your motion picture. After Corey finds love, those band geeks find Corey, and they beat him up, throw him off a bridge, and leave him for dead. Luckily, someone comes to Corey's aid. Michael Myers. Michael Myers, who spent the last few years living underground in his costume, finds Corey, drags him into a drain pipe, just like it, and does nothing. He lets Corey rest. After Corey comes to, Michael Myers chokes him. Normally, when Michael Myers grabs someone, they're done. Here, he just transfers his evil to Corey so Corey can do the killing. It's as dumb as it sounds. With the power of Michael Myers at his disposal, Corey kills a hobo and runs home. The dramatic bullshit continues as Corey takes granddaughter to the site of his grisly killing spree, i.e. the house where he was babysitting, and they bond. After that, Corey decides that Haddonfield is the problem, so he and granddaughter are going to leave town, but Corey's got to do some Michael Myers moonlighting first. Yes, instead of skipping town, Corey goes on a killing spree because Michael Myers touched his wrist, but before he can, he needs one thing, the mask. Corey returns to Michael's sewer and fights Michael Myers. He steals his mask and leaves, but Michael Myers sits up. He's not dead yet. This is the closest thing to a Halloween movie you'll get here. The ensuing killing spree has plenty of gnarly kills. That's the one thing this film does have going for it. It's shit, but when people die, it's memorable. The bad kids all eat it. Anyone who ever bullied Corey dies, the DJ gets beaten, and then his tongue is removed. It was great. Corey's final target is Laurie Strode. Corey is convinced that once she's gone, granddaughter will be his forever. Laurie's too slick for this and shoots Corey, dressed as Michael Myers. As he lay there bleeding out, Corey stabs himself in the neck. Laurie pulls out the knife just as granddaughter enters the room. Conveniently, it looks like Laurie stabbed Corey, so granddaughter leaves in anger. As that happens, the real Michael Myers returns. He takes back his mask, but before he can do anything else, Corey magically springs to life after shoving a butcher knife in his neck. Michael Myers breaks Corey's neck. Finally, Corey dies after his failed suicide attempt moments earlier. The film ends with Michael Myers fighting Laurie. It isn't memorable at all. He dies after having his neck slit, then his wrist slit. After bleeding out, the entire town drives with the body to the town dump, where his body is put in a grinder and Michael Myers is turned into a pulp. After 44 years, Michael Myers dies. Well, he died in Halloween 2 when they blew up the hospital. He died in Halloween 5. You know what? Michael Myers has died a few times. He also died in H2O where his head was cut off, and then he died in the Rob Zombie film when the cop shot him. This is the most graphic depiction of Michael Myers' death, because you see his head pop like a grape. But it's so underwhelming after the 2 hours of trash you just sat through. The Halloween reboot franchise never understood what made Halloween work. This series of films tried to be like Disney Star Wars, where you retell the original film in the beginning of the trilogy, then try to follow it up and end the saga rather quickly. Halloween Ends fails to be a satisfying conclusion for anything. It's a disjointed film that has about as much Michael Myers as Part 3 in the first hour. For as terrible as Halloween Kills was, Halloween Ends will have you begging to watch that one. Or death. Your choice. Films like Halloween Ends give horror a bad name. As a longtime Halloween fan, I'm embarrassed by what I saw. It was 2 hours I willingly gave up because I thought it couldn't be worse than Halloween Kills. Halloween Ends is a special kind of terrible. It serves no purpose. I hope Universal and Blumhouse never touch an established horror franchise again. The ideas put into this film were bad. The execution was terrible. The end result yielded nothing but money for the studio and pain for the fans. Thankfully, as of this recording, Halloween Ends is the lowest opening of the new series. The 2018 film opened with nearly $80 million. Halloween Ends opened to roughly half of that. Thankfully, Halloween is over. It was my favorite horror franchise, but nowadays, not so much. The original will always be special, and its 2 sequels are solid to great, but Halloween sucks as a franchise, and somehow with all the money they needed, Jamie Lee Curtis involved, and a major studio behind them, they created this. Danny McBride and crew should be embarrassed of what they wrote. This film is dog shit, and I highly recommend you skip it. Not even fun to watch because it's bad. This is a boring film with no substance. If you need something new to watch this Halloween season, watch literally anything else. Rob Zombie has something more worth your time. Okay, I can't take it that far. I haven't even seen The Munsters, but I doubt it's as bad as Halloween Ends. So folks, what did you think of Halloween Ends? If you watched it, I'm sorry in advance. Yeah, it's that terrible, it's shitty, and you shouldn't watch it. But if you haven't watched it, do yourselves a favor. Run. Don't watch this movie. If you're morbidly curious, focus on the morbidity of the situation instead of the curiosity. Halloween Ends is for no one. I wish everyone involved would be embarrassed of this dark mark on the Halloween franchise. And yeah, I've sat through every single one of these movies multiple times, and none of them has elicited this kind of response from me. I can sit through the Cult of Thorn, I can sit through Dr. Wynn, I can sit through a lot of bullshit in Halloween. But Halloween Ends is it. If they made more in this franchise, I would skip it willingly. Corey is not Michael Myers. Corey is not interesting. Corey sucks, and I'm glad he's dead. Now, if only this franchise would have died before this film entered production, the world would be a better place. So folks, 3 questions for today. What is your favorite Halloween movie? What is your favorite Halloween kill? And who is your favorite final girl in Halloween? Obviously, I'm going to go Laurie Strode, but Jamie Lloyd's a pretty good alternative. Oh, and bonus 4th question. Do you like Halloween 3? I do. I think it's great. I bought it on Blu-ray, on 4K. I'd buy the film reel if I could. All the criticism of that film stems from there's no Michael Myers. Well, Halloween Ends has about as much Michael Myers in the first half as Halloween 3, so if you're going to praise Halloween Ends, maybe it's time to stop shitting on Halloween 3.